This is Cosmos coming to you from the third eye, the cosmic third eye, that is. The third eye, which contains all the information to the infinite time and space within our own inner conscious mind. I'm here to tell you that I've discovered the answer to the quantum universe. The quantum universe, the biggest mystery for physicists, is what is the quantum universe based on? These micro components, these very small atomic particles that goes to smaller and smaller. Like, for instance, string theory. First of all, string theory is incorrect. String theory attempts to explain everything the universe is doing based on quantum universes from not the smallest point. It's only as far as the micro components that we can see from Hadron colliders smashing atoms, smallest that they could microscopically visualize with the instruments. But infinity is what the smallest particle exists in. The smallest particle is infinitely small, and because it's infinitely small, it becomes invisible. And these particles are created by black holes. Black holes create the infinitely small particles. To read a passage about what the black hole forces does, here is some direct information. In the center of a black hole is a gravitational singularity, a one-dimensional point which contains a huge mass in an infinitely small space, where density and gravity becomes infinite and space-time curves infinitely, and where the laws of physics as we know them cease to operate. Okay, that's what black holes are doing. Black holes are taking all the mass. If you notice in space illustrations, black holes are taking all of this mass in space in our universe, that which we call the Big Bang theory, which considered the creation, which really was an explosion. And I'll explain the details. And it's a very important thing to the physicists that I'm about to give the physicists now, because the fact that black holes exist, it is the parallel to the so-called Big Bang theory. In other words, black holes are imploding. The creation of this universe was an explosion. Now what black holes are doing, they're imploding this universe that we exist in. If you notice, all the energy, celestial bodies like stars, planets, galaxies, are being sucked into this tunnel, which is a singularity, and it's all being compressed into an infinitely small particle which becomes invisible. In effect, what's happening is the physicists wonder what dark matter is. Dark matter is a result of what black holes does. Dark matter is created by the infinitely small particles that becomes invisible. So this invisible matter are the complexities that come from the black holes, the forces of the black holes, which is like what we have in our construction. It's a constructive tool the universe used to rebuild universes. In other words, what we consider the Big Bang was the beginning of the creation of the universe that we're in now. It come from a huge explosion, and that explosion came from the infinitely small particle, the singularity. A singularity is what caused the Big Bang that we call, what we call the Big Bang, that is, which was an explosion. It exploded from the singularity that's created by black holes. Black holes compress all, if you notice, the black holes is compressing all this energy that the Big Bang created. The Big Bang created it. Black holes destroy it. Black holes, if you notice, like I said, galaxies are spiraling inside this tunnel of a black hole. You know, it's being compressed. It's turned into a singularity. All this energy, all this space. Imagine that, all this infinite space that is created by the black hole to supply in a smallest space, which is infinitely small, which becomes dark matter. And that's why we see all these masses of dark matter. That's why we have abundance of dark matter. Dark matter is like the canvas for the universe to create new universes. In other words, these singularities are the point where the so-called Big Bangs take place. Singularities explode, and a new form of universes, planets, stars, galaxies are created from these singularities exploding from infinity. Basically, they're coming all the way from the infinite singularity that black holes create. So we have two forces in the universe, two powerful forces. One that explodes and creates the universe, and the other force, which are black holes, implodes the universe. So basically, black holes are imploding the universe, taking all the energy that was created by the singularity explosion that it put out and reconstructing new universes. Think about it like this: we whenever we build big buildings, when we tear them down, we use an explosion. Well, implosion. We use the implosion. In other words, the implosion effect, where things are brought in, forces collectively, so we can keep all the particles in one closed spot. So that way it won't scatter all over the place. We need to get that so we can clear it out, and then we can rebuild. Okay, the rebuilding process in the universe is when a singularity explodes and pushes out all the new different forces. It's a very complex thing that goes on in that singularity. Because think about it, we have all the energy from our celestial bodies right now being pulled. Our galaxy, we already discovered, is that is being pulled inside of a black hole. That black hole is the singularity. You saw the illustration earlier where it tunnels down to a small point, which goes to infinity. Like I said, black holes are the creation of that. The mystery that physicists are trying to figure out, what dark matter is created by black holes. Think about it. Black holes have a real black density inside, okay? And once they get to that singularity point, it becomes invisible, because you can't see infinity. You can't come to the end of infinity. Everything is a part of infinity. To give you an example of what I'm talking about with that, when it comes down to the infinite point, you can see physical examples of infinity by placing two mirrors facing each other. You look over the edge of one mirror into the other mirror, you'll see the reflection of that mirror being reflected, a mirror inside a mirror inside a mirror inside a mirror. Of course, that never ends, okay? And what a coincidence. The lasers that we create today, the high-tech lasers, are based on two mirrors facing each other. Basically, what it is like a cylinder shape, ruby-like form, a cylinder shape that traps light inside the cylinder, and on one side the mirror facing is obscure to light, where lights can't pass through, and the other side is slightly translucent, where light pulses through. That's what creates the laser, because light is able to come from infinity on one side, from the infinite reflection of that beam, and coming out in infinite beams. And this also explains what we're seeing when we see particles, like in one of the quantum universe expressions, talking about particles being in more than one place at one time. Well, because they're in infinite places at one time. We're all in infinite places at one time. The same matter and masses of energy that create everything is everywhere, because dark matter is example of the complexity of this energy being everywhere in the universe. These singularities, which contains all these microscopic universes, which is the quantum universe, these micro components, which is infinitely small, which is the dark matter. Okay, because like the illustration I just talked about, the complexity of infinity is the singularity, is the ultimate force. Everything is multiplied times infinity. No matter what it is, you can multiply the potential of it existing everywhere, because basically our universe, a real true universe, is infinite sphere. It's an infinite sphere that's pretty much in 360 degrees in complete spectrum, that in every direction it goes to infinity. But not only that, that's what is the astrophysics part of it. You have particle physics and you have astrophysics. The astrophysics is this 360-degree sphere that we're inside of, that contains all the infinite energies and potential and the singularities, the black holes. And they create all types of infinite universes. There are infinite circumstances of ourself existing in more than one place at one time. These different reason the reason because the particles are everywhere, and the particles make us up, and every potential thing that occur, they have parallel things. Like if I throw the ball forward, it's somewhere in the universe. I'm throwing it backwards, sideways. But the bottom line is, because of the infinite possibilities, it's like also within the concept of a mirror in that tunnel that you see. Every mirror in a mirror in a mirror could be like another gateway to another universe. But in another way, also, there are individual illustrations of individual particles. That's one particle of light multiplies the time itself infinity. So the point I've made here is something that the physicists missed, is black holes are the parallel to the Big Bang, which is an explosion. Black holes are implosions. The Big Bangs are explosions. So the explosion, like I said, come from the singularities created by black holes. Black holes are compressing this whole universe. Think about all this energy, stars, planets, galaxies, being sucked inside the vortex of a black hole, being compressed. All that large. You think about it. We can't compress a car inside of a basketball, okay? But here's the energy compressing everything in space-time that we know where we are, that was created by our so-called Big Bang, which was the explosion of a singularity, because the singularity is what created the universe we're in now. The black holes are imploding. Like I told you earlier, it's the construction method that the universe have to rebuild new universes. You know, and they can occur in different dimensions. There are infinite dimensions. We're talking about dimension. There are infinite dimensions. Why infinite dimensions? Because black holes are turning all this energy into infinitely small, invisible existence. Think about it. Something that exists that's bigger than anything we know in our area of the universe, in something so small that you can't even see it. All that energy is being compressed. So think about it. Once all that energy, and I speculate that once the black hole destroy everything, you know, well, it's reconstructed. It's a form of, like I said, when we build new buildings, we implode them. So the black holes are imploding all the forces that came from our Big Bang. It's imploding all that energy back inside a singularity. It's taking it back into singularity. Okay, think about it. My speculation is that after the last force of energy that the black hole sucking out that was created by the Big Bang, all this energy, the galaxies and everything, gets inside that singularity. Once that last element of energy get in there, my speculation that there's another explosion. Where it takes place in space-time, inside the singularity, it could be a mystery, you know, because dark matter is everywhere. The singularity particles are everywhere. Every particle exists in every space-time that you can imagine. The smallest particle, there are particles inside of particles inside of particles. That's why the Hadron Collider keep on coming up with even more smaller particles, down to the fact that they've come up with so-called string theory. And like I said, string theory is by far explaining what's going on in the forces of singularity. And like I said, I just told you what it really is. What it really is what the black hole is doing. The black hole is taking all of the energy in this universe that was created by our so-called Big Bang, the explosion, and it's imploding all that energy into a singularity, which becomes invisible, which becomes dark matter. And that dark matter energy out there is those different singularities that can explode and create new universes that can ultimately. That's why, like I said, you have the illustrations that I'm talking about that illustrate that. You know, and then the universe is complex. It's intelligence. Yes, there are higher forms. My speculation that there are higher forms of intelligence. We are part of that same intelligence, because the knowledge that I have and I'm expressing to you come from my what is cosmic third eye, which we all within our own perception. Our inner perception is quantum. We have a quantum mind, which inside our mind there are infinite singularities. You know, inside of everything there's singularity, because these are invisible particles so small that you can't see them. Everything, along with the the larger visible particles, we see atoms and quarks and things like that. These particles are coming from stages of revelations from the singularity force, and that is the theory of everything. What I'm telling you is the theory of everything. The theory of everything is based on this, where the physicists are trying to figure out the theory of everything. The theory of everything is created by the quantum universe of black holes turning all the forces that we know into a singularity, compressing it. It's imploding all that force into it. And that's the singularity, like I mentioned, that explodes. So, our Big Bang Theory basically was a big explosion that come from the singularities created by black holes. And black holes, if you notice, they're all over. And there are infinite places, and there are universes. In some of my other tapes, you can look at some of my other tapes. I was kind of going on to give you some basic understandings. And these understandings are coming because I'm tapped strongly into what is called the metaphysics of physics, which is mind over matter, which is the information to everything is inside of our mind. We have infinite knowledge inside of us. That's why we're coming up with all these different types of theories. We're coming up with cars, radios, airplanes, and we're discovering different things. And then back to the physicists talking about speed, something that notice particles can be entanglement where particles can operate on one and you can affect the other. Well, this is because of the infinite place that particles are in. Particles in every spot. They are infinitely everywhere, like we are and everything else. Because in infinite time space, all this energy is existing through dark matter. Dark matter, where we see the emptiness, that we're wondering what is all this energy. These are the infinite singularities. These are the theory of everything. The theory of everything is coming out of these singularities that create everything that we know. And there are infinite amount of speeds. We're talking about the speed of light, and then they've discovered that that their forces are faster than the speed of light. Well, let me tell you the ultimate speed. The ultimate speed is infinitely fast. When I say that, it's like as soon as you look at the mirror facing the other mirror, the light is pulled in that dark matter, because if you notice there's darkness inside there, only the light is being sucked up. You notice how we already know and that light can't escape black holes. Well, think about it. That's a black hole. When you put two mirrors in front of each other, you can see a tunnel. That light is sucked all the way in infinity. That's dark matter. Mirrors are operating on the effect of dark matter. When you put the energy of light in the middle of it, you notice it's sucked all the way to infinity instantly. We can't even imagine the speed, but the speed of light was dwarfed by the power of dark matter. Dark matter is the fastest force in the universe because it's infinitely small and it's everywhere, and it contains everything in that we know as matter in it. So dark matter that's why there's so much of dark matter. Scientists wonder why is so much dark matter compared to light, because dark matter is our singularities. Dark matter, all those different singularities that's invisible, contains infinite amounts of universal material, because it's been infinitely imploded to the smallest, which, like I said, the smallest particle of infinity itself. So, there's a lot more complexity to this. Just like our existence, other parallel universes, other me and you existing in different parts of infinite time and space, and then wherever we are, we're in the center of the future and the past. The future is infinite. The past is infinite. Okay, all the same energies that exist have been existing forever. All this energy is dark matter, and the universal celestial energy. Basically, celestial energy and dark matter been existing infinitely. These are the parallels, just like light and dark. Day and night, up and down. Everything have parallels. There are infinite parallels in the universe. But then to get back to the thing I'm talking about, as far as the different universes, there are so many different forms based on dark matter, because like I said, dark matter is abundance, because these are infinite singularities that's containing infinite amount of celestial energy. These invisible particles are so powerful, they revelate themselves. And like I said, they're inside of me, you, and everything else. These these singularities are in everything. They make up the whole infinite 360-degree sphere of existence in the entire cosmic universe. And if you notice, everything tend to be a sphere. Look at the images there. If you notice these circular motions, see that black hole right there is pulling that energy, and you see all that dark matter. And the black hole is just a tunnel into the dark matter world that goes to the singularity. And all that other mass, the dark matter that you see out there that's invisible, is like I said, inside everything and outside of everything. So I mean, it's really complex. I mean, our universe is complex. It's highly intelligent. This is an intelligent universe. Energy makes up everything. And remember, we're energy. And everything that the way we experience this world is based on electromagnetic energy. Think about it. What we see a visual photons of light goes into our eyes and it's turned into electrical signals to the brain, so we understand images. The sound that you hear right now of my voice that is resonating, a resonant frequency of sound is resonating your eardrums, causing electrical signals to go to the brain so you can interpret these signals. That's what I'm saying. Your taste is chemical related. The chemistry that you taste turns into electrical signals, go to the brain. The things that you touch, electrical signals. Think about it. You see what I mean? So you can see a pattern there. Electromagnetic energy. We are electromagnetic energy. So everything is energy. That's why in the universe, anything is considered not destroyed. It only changes because it's energy. We're pure energy. Like our mind. Our mind is pure energy. Our mind is like the quantum universe. We have a quantum universe mind, like pretty much what I meant when I was talking about the third eye. The third eye is the center focus of your mind. When you close your two physical eyes, your inner conscious mind opens up, which has all the information. You see other things going on. You constantly, in your mind, you can create thoughts. You can even be in other places. When your imagination, you think about things, you can go places in your imagination. Well, that's like the ability to travel. When you dream, you're actually in another place in time, because we're electromagnetic energy, and your mind is the center of you. Your mind is the true self. And I'll get into that. I'll talk about that in some of the other tapes, but I don't want to get too far away from what we're talking about now, which is the black holes and what is the singularity and the theory of everything, which I've told you. I've solved the problem. What is the theory of everything? The theory of everything is based on singularities, which are created by black holes, which are the invisible dark matter that we see in space-time. That's all for now. Thank you for listening to my video, and I'll get into more details about the quantum universe in my next tape. Also, you can check out tapes about the quantum mind and the physics, metaphysics universe that's really fueling our future.